Welcome. For this practice, all you need is a mat and a safe space to practice. You also may need 2 blocks if you know you're a little bit tighter in the body and you're feeling a little bit fatigued or tightness in the hips and legs. Let's get started. So come onto your back in a Shavasana position. Stretch your legs out long. Drag your shoulders away from your ears. Turn your feet out, palms to face up. And then from there, just slightly tuck the chin a little bit so we lengthen the back of the neck. And close your eyes. Begin to sense the outer world, perhaps sounds in the distance. With the intention of your mind, follow each sound. Allow each sound to mean nothing. Sounds in the near distance. And just like before, hear these sounds without context, without meaning, without judgment. Just listen to them as sounds. Now, transition your awareness to sounds very close to you, sounds within the room you're in, the space you occupy. Just to become aware of those sounds, one by one as they float past your awareness. Now begin to bring your attention into the sounds in your mind. And again, without judgment, without context. Notice these sounds or thoughts as just simply thoughts. As they float by the screen of your mind, just notice them. And just let them float by, observing. You begin to notice any less than serving thoughts that show up. Smile and allow that thought to move on, releasing our attachment, where we go with that thought. Begin to notice your breathing. Is your breath fluid? Is it rigid? Is it fast? Is it slow? Does it mimic your mind? Just as we create this sense of observation in the mind, begin to bring that observation into the breath and see if you can begin to deepen your inhales to create a little bit more space with the breath, but also in the body. And then find a sense of letting go, just as you did with each thought, with each sound. Let it just pass by. Let your exhales go. And then taking another inhale, seeing if you can breathe in just a little bit deeper this time, feeling it in the belly, feeling it in the ribs. And again, finding that sense of letting go, that sense of softening. Beginning to breathe in this long, fluid, drawn out breath. then as you continue with this breath, beginning to transition into Ujjayi breath, this breath of heat, where we slightly constrict the back of our throats and breathe in and out simply through our nostrils. Allow your shoulder heads to draw down. Allow your hips to soften. Notice where you're gripping in the hips, in the shoulders, in the neck, in the face. And allow yourself to just be this vessel for the breath to move the body. Take one more breath in. One more slow breath out. On your inhalation, go ahead and slide your fingertips back overhead. Palms stay facing up. You can start to flutter your eyes open, and then go ahead and point and flex your feet a few times. Just start to feel out the ankles. Now, if it's morning for you, you may feel a lot of cracks, a lot of pops. As we warm up the body, wake it up. And then from here, just think about sending your tailbone towards the space between your feet. As you reach your fingertips back, let the shoulders hike up into the ears here. And now, breathe in, stretch your right shoulder just a little bit higher than your left. You'll start to feel slightly lopsided in the neck and shoulder region, but let your rib cage kind of twist with that reach. So you'll start to feel this side bending. Now at the same time, reach your right heel forward. So now we are stretching through the entire right side of the body. As you exhale, come back to neutral, relax the reach. And now inhale, reach your left fingertips back. Let the shoulder hike up into the ear as you squeeze your left heel a little bit longer. Start to feel that lengthening on the left side. Notice what you feel in the hips, this release in the inner thighs and the hip flexors. Relax that on your exhalation. Now as you inhale, reach your right fingertips back and your left heel forward. So we're reaching on a diagonal somewhat. And then exhale, release that reach. Inhale, reach your left fingertips back, your right heel forward. Exhale, completely release the reach. Now relax your arms by your side. And now we're just going to reach with the heels. So start to think about pushing through the left inner heel, reaching it forward, a little bit out to a diagonal, depending on how you're resting. Right? And then start to alternate by reaching the right inner heel forward. Now thinking through the inner heel, we're thinking through the leg line as we reach. So the movement is actually coming from the hips, but it's also really stretching that inner leg line, inner groin region of the body. And this is going to come into play later in this practice. Good, and then do a few points and flex of the feet if you're feeling a little stiff in the ankles once again. Okay. Now, once you've kind of rolled side to side a little bit, alternating the legs, go ahead and bend the knees and take the feet flat, hips width distance apart. Just windshield wiper the legs side to side a few times. Let your low back lift off the floor. Let that feel good in the lower spine. Okay, just kind of finding some rotation in the bent knee position, giving a little love to the low back. All right. From there, inhale your knees into your chest. Draw your belly button down towards your spine to create more space to stretch the back body, and then just rock in circles here. Maybe go the other way. And then knees into the chest. Start to rock and roll the length of your spine, or just roll the knees to one side, pick yourself up, and come onto hands and knees. So coming into hands and knees, spread the fingertips, index fingers face forward. And let's just start, tuck the toes underneath. Okay. Wrap your triceps back, allow the biceps to roll forward here. And then lengthen the back of your neck by reaching your skull forward. Okay. From there, we're gonna drop the belly, lift the sit bones, allow the shoulder blades to drop between the arm bones, lift the gaze for cow pose. Exhale, push into the floor here, round through the spine. See if you can knit the ribs in and up, scooping through the low belly. As you inhale, drop the belly, arch the spine, lift the chest, start to spread the collarbones. Exhale, push into the floor, dome out the space between the shoulder blades, allowing them to separate off your back. Take that twice more. Inhale, just finding that movement through the spine, the flexion and the extension. Exhale, round, push down into the floor. Last one here, inhale. And exhale. Perfect. Finding a neutral spine, step your hands forward, one hand print so that they're forward to the shoulders. And then bending the elbows out to the side, straighten the arms so that you're in a slight external rotation. Now, if you feel like you're really tight in the shoulders today, turn the fingertips ever so slightly outward. From there, take a nice big breath in, tucking the toes underneath. On your breath out, lift your knees, take your chest to your thighs, and then lift your sit bones up on the diagonal for downward facing dog. Okay, so might be your first down dog of the day. Explore the pose. So notice what feels tender or what feels open right away, and where you tend to go once you're in this pose. Maybe a short pedal of the feet, maybe a press of the chest towards the thighs. Just notice where you grip in the neck. See if you can relax that a little bit. And then again, working to wrap the triceps back, scoop the belly button in, and just find some stillness once you've pedaled out the feet a few times. I'm going to have everybody step their feet slightly apart here and turn the toes just slightly in, pressing through the index knuckle of your hands and thumbs. Go ahead and just start to press your thighs back. So start to really feel the inner thighs rotating back in space. Good. Now, and from there, no matter where you are, if your heels are lifted or if your heels are grounded, think about spreading the feet apart, although they don't move. So we're thinking about squeezing the quadriceps and pressing the inner thighs back in space, maybe lifting the toes. Still think about rotating the thighs back, spreading the feet apart, and feeling that openness through the inner thighs and the inner hamstrings. Take one full breath in here. One full breath out. Great. On your inhalation, lift your heels now. Look forward. Start to shift forward until you come into a plank, top of a push-up. Bring your feet together here. Heels are right over the toes. Arms are nice and straight, pressing into the floor. Roll the triceps back and spread the collarbones. From there, inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale, lower down halfway. Inhale, upward dog, or simply starting with cobra. Downward facing dog. Roll over the tops of the feet, press the hips back. Take one inhale here. We're going to do that one more time. Exhale, shift forward. Bend the elbows, lower down. Roll over the tops of the feet, inhale. Exhale. Navel to spine as you lift the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Okay. From there, inhale your right leg high. Lift through the right heel and think again about that inner thigh rotating up towards the ceiling. You may want to turn your big toes slightly in towards the midline. And then notice your hip. Start to open your hip for a moment and then completely close your hip off so that your inner thighs are touching. Keep rooting through the index finger knuckles, straightening the arms and pressing your thigh back. Good. Take one more inhale, reach a little bit further, toes in and down. Exhale, take your right knee to your inner right elbow and pause. Push down, inhale, lift the knee 1 inch. Exhale, take it right back up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to inner elbow, step the foot to the top of your mat. Lower your back knee down. Untuck the back toes. Start to sink in the hips a tiny bit here. Spread the toes of your front foot. And just start to get a sense of this deep hip stretch. Now you may want to kind of just walk the hips back and forward just a little bit here. Just getting into the hip joint, feeling how it feels in this pose. From there, start to draw the inner thighs towards one another, thinking about this right foot drawing back, the left knee drawing forward, and then squeeze your buttocks muscles together. From there, lift up through the low belly, arms come forward and all the way up for Anjaneyasana A, low lunge. Rotate the ring fingers in, pushing into the back shin here. Lift through the low belly 1 inch. Send the tailbone down towards the floor and relax the shoulders. Let the triceps wrap forward here. Take 1 inhale. Now, as you exhale, tuck the back toes, lift the back leg, and fold over a straight front leg for extended pyramid pose. Okay, for extended pyramid pose, the back heel is actually lifted, so we're not grounded through the back heel. We've got our finger pads on the floor for added height. Now, this is where blocks come in handy. So if you're pretty tight, and you may be if you're doing this early in the morning, and you need blocks for support, just place them to frame your front ankle. Hands can come on either height. Okay, from there, start to press the big toe down in the front foot. And think about, as you press the big toe down, think about pulling this entire right foot back in space. And you'll notice how that closes off the hip. So your left hip will start to roll forward. Now the idea is that we want this right hip to peel back, simultaneously pushing into the big toe. Keep rooting down through the inner right foot and then drawing the outer right hip back and in. So if I were to come behind you, place my hand on your hips and press your outer hips inward, that's the sensation you want to feel in this position. And then from there, lifting the chest, rolling the shoulder heads back, sending the crown of the head forward, lengthening through the spine, sending the tailbone back. Take 1 inhale, squeeze your right quadricep. On your exhale, release. Bring your right knee into a bend. Inhale, lift the heart. On your exhalation, step your left foot forward to meet your right. Now, if you know that you feel tight in the low back, you'll keep your feet separated here. Think about spreading the toes, drawing the belly button all the way in so we allow the low back to stretch here. Okay, and then from there, starting to spill the weight forward into the fronts of the feet. Start to bend the knees just a tiny bit and think about spreading the heels apart. So they don't move, it's an isometric engagement of spreading the heels apart here. Finger pads to the floor, let your chest hang over your legs, belly can rest on top of your thighs for a forward fold. Keep the engagement of the feet spreading out. We really want to think about the pelvis widening as you do that. So that's going to open up through the outer hips. Now, as you inhale, fingertips to the floor or hands to your shins, straighten the arms, reach your chest forward, draw the ribs in, sit bones back, crown of the head reaches forward. On your exhalation, fold. Okay. Now, as you inhale, bend your knees, drop your hips, and reach your fingertips forward here for chair pose. Now, sitting the weight into the heels, lift your toes, look down so you can see them. And then lift the biceps a little bit more towards the ears. If you feel tight in the shoulders, forward is perfect. Now, sitting the weight into the heels, drop your hips 1 more inch, scoop your belly button in, your ribs in, and start to feel length along the sides of the body, all the way up through the armpits and through the outer portions of the elbows. Take 1 inhale. On your exhale, reach your fingertips back. Lift through the back of the elbows and the pinkies to draw the shoulders into extension. Roll the shoulder heads back. Keep the chest open. Draw the shoulder blades together here. On your inhalation, start to shift the weight into the right leg. Arms come all the way up as the left leg rises up into standing one-legged Tadasana. Flex the left foot as much as you can. There's energy through the left leg. You're rooted down through the right leg. Draw the left hip slightly back, keeping the knee in line with the hip. Take a nice full breath of air in here. Full breath out. Now, as you inhale, reach your fingertips up. As you exhale, start to reach your fingertips back as you send your left leg back in space. So we're reaching for the back of the mat. We're bending in the right leg, controlling the step back as we come into an airplane crescent lunge. Fingertips are in airplane mode. Now reaching through the fingertips as you draw the shoulders away from the ears, lean the torso forward and push down into that inner foot region once again. So the inner foot keeps coming up here. That's how we're staying stable through the inner thigh and hips. Start to draw the right hip back as you close off by drawing the left hip forward here. Keep rooting through the back leg, pushing forward into the front foot. On your inhalation, arms reach up, torso lifts. Drawing the front ribs in and the tailbone down, exhale, sit deeper into your crescent lunge. Ring fingers are facing one another. Gaze is forward, you're breathing. 2 breaths here. Maybe you get deeper on the exhale, 1 more breath. Perfect. Inhale, lift the arms. Ground the back heel, exhale, reach front and back of your mat for warrior 2. Now, setting yourself up so that the front knee is directly over the front foot, lean into this bend, and then reach back a little bit. Think about internally rotating the back thigh and keeping the weight on the back edge of the back foot. Drop the shoulders, gaze goes over the front fingertips. Breathe. 1 more breath. Opening the collarbones towards the side of the room. On your inhalation, flip your front palm, press into the front foot, straighten the front leg, reach up, go back. Exhale, side bend all the way back here. Now creating this space along the right side of the body, lifting the armpit higher towards the ceiling, wrapping the underside rib cage forward in space. Gaze can go out to the side or up. 1 inhale. On your exhalation, cartwheel your hands down, come into a low lunge position. Now, placing the left hand down, inhale the right arm up, reach it high, shoulders roll away from the ears, lift the back thigh, and keep the front knee inward here. On your exhalation, release your right hand down. Now inhale, reach it right back up. Okay, exhale, start to turn your back foot towards the right as you come onto the outer edge. Step your right foot on top of your left. Now, if that's too much, you just hold your right foot in front of you like so. You're rooted through the bottom arm, so we're in a side plank here. Okay, you think you can take it fully, you'll take your right foot on top of your left and hold. Breathe. 1 more full breath in. On your exhalation, come into plank. Shifting forward, lowering down, chaturanga. Inhale, lifting up for upward dog, engaging the core, squeezing the glutes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, first side is done. We've got our second side. Inhale, your left leg high. Now turning the toes in, trying to keep this hip closed off to start. Okay, so we're turning the toes in and down, flexing the foot, reaching through the heel to start here. And then now go ahead and open the hip, stacking your left hip on top of your right hip, maybe point and flex the feet a few times, just so you get a sense of all the little muscles and tendons that run down your leg and into your hip. Keeping the weight even in the hands, reach your heel back, turn your toes down, inhale. On your exhale, left knee to left elbow, pause. Push into the floor, round through your spine. Inhale, kick your left leg back. Exhale, step your foot to the top of your mat for low lunge. Lower your back knee. Okay, untuck the back toes, root through the back shin. And when you're ready, take your hands down to the floor and just start to oscillate through this hip. Get a sense for the hip, how it feels. And then find this drop in the hips, nice and gentle. Think about scissoring the inner thighs together. And then pushing into the front heel, start to draw in through the back knee. Inhale, arms come all the way up, Anjaneyasana A, low lunge. Ring fingers reach for one another. Fingertips reach tall. Shoulders are grounded down in their sockets. Arms are grounded down in the shoulder sockets. Breathing here, drawing the front ribs in, tailbone down. One inhale, reach. Tuck the back toes, exhale, extended pyramid. Lift the back leg, straighten the front leg as you fold over the front foot. Now you may need to walk your stance in just a tiny bit, but for extended pyramid, the back heel stays lifted. Now spread the toes of the front foot, push down into the big toe, start to draw back on the outer hip while keeping the press in the big toe. And then from there, start to draw the right hip forward, creating this squaring of the hips. And if you can imagine someone coming behind you and drawing your inner thighs in towards the midline here, that's gonna create stability. Keep thinking about dragging this foot back, lifting the chest, rolling the shoulder heads back. Remember, you can always use blocks. And breathing, finding a contraction in the front of this leg. Really thinking about powering through the legs, drawing them towards one another. Now, if folding is something that feels good to you to do here, feel free to round your spine and fold. One more breath here. Inhale, lunge forward into your front leg. Exhale, step your right leg to meet your left, either together or keeping your feet separate. Just depends on how you feel. Good. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, navel to spine as you fold deeper into this stretch. Okay, bend the knees, sink the hips for chair pose. Second side. Arms reach forward and up. Sitting back in your chair, thinking about drawing the legs together. And now think about dragging the heels apart. Notice what feels more stable, what your body needs right now. Sitting back. Awesome. Take one inhale. One exhale. Okay, shift the weight into your left leg. Inhale, lift your right leg up, hip height for standing single leg Tadasana. Arms are still lifted, you're still reaching tall. Dropping this right hip and pulling it back to square off the hips in this position. Flexing the front foot, breathe. Okay, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, take your hands all the way back as you teeter your right leg back in space. Teetering it back nice and slow, finding the back of your mat for crescent stance with airplane arms. So again, lift the toes of your front foot, start to feel the inner big toe ball mound pushing down. And then start to draw the left hip back, the right hip forward, lift through the chest, draw the shoulder blades together. You've got power reaching through the arms. One breath in, one breath out. Inhale, arms come all the way up for crescent. Stay for your exhale, maybe sink deeper. You have 3 breaths in crescent. So think about lifting through that back inner thigh here as you reach up, ground down. One more breath. Okay, inhale, reach the fingertips high. Ground the back heel, exhale for warrior 2. Front and back of your mat with your fingertips. Now think that your shoulders are directly over your pelvis. You're lunging pretty deeply in this front leg. And the back leg is internally rotating. That means the back foot is facing about a 35-degree angle. Reach the shoulders away from the ears. Gaze over the front fingertips. Breathe. You want to think about the front knee drawing out so that we're really open through the inner thighs. Inhale, flip your front palm, straighten the front leg, reach up, go back for revolved or reverse triangle. Opening through the left side ribs here. Gaze can go up or to the side. Breathe in, lift the left arm up. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the floor, bend your front leg. So the back heel now is rotated over the back toes. The right hand presses down. Inhale, left arm comes up for an easy twist. Keep the right hip lifted here. Draw the front leg in and root down to lift up. One breath in. Exhale, release your left hand. Inhale, reach it right back up. Now root down through the right hand. Exhale, ground the back heel, come onto the knife edge of the foot and coming into Vashisthasana side plank. Now if side plank is in your practice, we just stack the feet one on top of the other. If it feels challenging to you, just keep your top leg forward here. You're rolling this outer arm in, rooting through the finger pads and the wrist of your bottom arm. Lifting through the hips, one inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, lifting up for upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's flow. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step your foot to the top of your mat. Lower your back knee down. Inhale, arms up, low lunge. Tuck the back toes, lift the back leg. Fold over the front leg. Exhale, extended pyramid. Inhale, lunge forward. Exhale, step, back leg forward, fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees and sink the hips. Inhale, chair. Perfect. Exhale, swing the arms back, airplane. Inhale, arms come all the way up as your left leg rises. Exhale, send your arms back as you teeter your leg back. Inhale for crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to the floor. Inhale, right arm lifts. Exhale, Vashisthasana side plank. Inhale here, maybe lift the right leg. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left side. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lifting the left leg. Exhale, step it through, top of the mat. Lower the back knee. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, extended pyramid, back leg lifts, straighten out. Inhale into your lunge. Exhale, step to the top of your mat, fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees and sink the hips. Inhale for chair. Exhale, airplane your arms, lift them up. As the arms come up, inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, airplane your arms, kick your leg back. Inhale, crescent, arms up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, low lunge. Right hand stays down. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, root through the right arm, Vashisthasana, side plank. Inhale, left leg lifts, maybe. Exhale, chaturanga. Downward facing dog. Always feel free to skip the chaturangas and move directly into downward dog, or you can always take a child's pose. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, if you were in child's pose, come all the way up, downward dog. We're gonna add on. Right leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, step your foot, top of your mat. Inhale, arms up, back knee down. Exhale, extended pyramid. Inhale, lunge the front leg. Exhale, step forward, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale and fold. Chair pose, inhale, arms up. Exhale, airplane. Inhale, arms up. As the left leg lifts, exhale, airplane your arms, come into an airplane crescent. Arms up, inhale. Perfect. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse triangle. Listen carefully. Exhale, triangle pose, Trikonasana. Squeeze the legs as if you're drawing them together. Reach your front fingertips forward and then down, either to a block or to the inside or outside of your front leg. Keep squeezing the quadriceps. Keep rolling the left shoulder up towards the ceiling. Breathe. Left arm can come up if it isn't already. Shoulders are dragged out of the ears. Okay, now locate your block. You may need one for this. Otherwise, go ahead and look down at your front foot, bend your front leg, breathe in. Now, if your hand is on the inside of your leg, take it to the outside. Step your fingertips in line with your front toes. So to walk the back foot back, engage through the core here. Walk your fingertips out and to the right. And now as you inhale, just lift the back leg up, turn the toes out to the side of the room. Good. Now, block can be handy underneath the right fingertips here. You want to keep the back heel in line with the back hip. Think about drawing in through the belly button and sending the heels apart from one another. But also, if you can imagine, think about the inner thighs still drawing together, keeping the pelvis stable. Now reaching long through the side bodies, keeping length through the spine, fingertips either on the floor or maybe you work on your balance and let them lift. Wherever you are, engaging through the core, soften through the face. Maybe left arm comes all the way up, half moon. One inhale here. Exhale, release your back foot, back heel draws down. Inhale, right arm comes up for reverse warrior two. Reverse warrior. Exhale, hands come down to cartwheel to frame the front foot. Left arm comes up, inhale, right arm up. Left arm stays down, inhale, right arm up. Vashisthasana side plank as you exhale. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, lifting up. Downward facing dog, exhale. Reroot, firm the thighs. Breathe in, lift the left leg. Breath out, step it forward. Lower the back knee, inhale, arms rise. Perfect, exhale, extended pyramid. Lift the back leg and fold. Inhale, looking forward, lunging forward. Exhale, step forward, fold. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, inhale, arms up. Exhale, reach them back, airplane. Lean the chest forward. Good. On the inhale, arms up with the right leg. Exhale, send your arms back, airplane, crescent. Inhale to crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale for triangle, reverse triangle. Exhale, triangle pose. Firm the thighs. Reach, 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 reach forward. Then bring your fingertips to the floor or to blocks. Pressing into the big toe ball mount. Hug your left hip underneath you. Ground through the back heel. Arm comes up. Keeping the collarbones long. Rooting through the back heel once again. Shoulders away from the ears. Gaze could go to the side or straight up. Squeeze the thighs together. One more breath. Look down at your front foot. Bend into your front leg. Bring your hand to the outside if it was on the inside. Start to inch your back leg forward. Now you can take your hands to your hips here. Walk your fingertips forward and lift your back leg on the inhale. Pull in through the core on the exhale. Toes are facing the right side of the room.
You're stacking your hips, pressing out through your heel. Keep thinking about engaging the inner thighs towards one another, engaging through the midline, through the low belly. Maybe your right arm lifts. Maybe your left arm lifts. One more breath in. One more breath out. Root down through your back leg, lower it. Bend the front leg, whoops. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands. Inhale, left arm lifts, root through the right leg. Vashisthasana, exhale, side plank. Maybe inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Lower to your knees, take child's pose. Walk your hands back so that the backs of your palms are down on the floor beside your feet. Relax your head. Now, if this feels uncomfortable for your neck, you can always take a towel or a block underneath your forehead. Take a moment to breathe into the back body. Allow yourself to melt into this shape, melt into your mat. So I'll take a deep breath in through the nose. Breath out through the mouth. Slide your hands forward, come into a tabletop position. And then just walk your knees forward so that we can cross at the ankles and have a seat on our hips. From there, take your fingertips back, turn them out, and press your feet down, hips width distance apart from one another. Roll the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades. On your inhalation, lift your hips, scoop them all the way up, straighten your arms. Think about spreading the heels of your hands apart. Gaze forward towards your knees. Breathe here, reverse tabletop. Pushing down, drawing the shoulder blades together. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Slowly lower. Come onto your back. Knees come into the chest. Breathe in. Exhale, knees draw to the left side of your mat. Arms can go out to a T or goalpost. Gaze can go up or opposite. Inhale, your knees back up through center. Exhale, let them fall to the right side of your mat for an easy twist. Arms to a T or goalpost. Inhale, your knees back up through center. On your exhale, take your hands, grab for your heels or grab for your shins or knees and pick your head up. Squeeze yourself into the tiniest little ball possible. And as you breathe in, squeeze every muscle on your body. As you exhale, release your legs, your arms long, come into Shavasana. Rest here for the next 5 minutes or so. Namaste.